I decided that I will be taking my comment sections a bit more serious, and I saw one of the comments of one of the viewers actually asking me to make a video where we speak about patterns. That'll be today's topic. What's going on, guys? It's Liswa Mutupi, and today we are going to be speaking about how you can spot the right patterns. I understand that in the markets there's a lot of patterns that you can pick from, a lot of specific types of patterns. But what about the high probability ones? What about the high quality patterns? That's one thing that we're going to be looking at in this video. Now, before we get into this video, I want you to do something for me. I want you to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because these are the things that I normally speak about. I hear a lot about what you actually want in order to make your trading journey to be a bit more simpler, and then I make videos that are going to help you in terms of that. So click that subscribe button and then also turn on the notification bell, as it will help whenever I upload a video. You will be the first to know. So let us get started. And as well, for me to be able to spot some of those questions, whatever problem that you are experiencing, comment below in the sections, and then I will be able to just make a video talking about specifically that. Let us get on to today's topic, where we are speaking about how you can spot the right high quality patterns. Now, before we get started, today's video has been proudly sponsored by AAAFX. I'm excited with this one product that they have, which is super amazing, whereby you are able to copy other traders' trades. So basically what I'm trying to say is that once you've created your account with them, you have registered, you verified your account, you can find your account and you can trade. So at that time you can have your own strategy that people can follow, and when you make money, you also make money for the other people and you are able to benefit. That's sort of like a passive income that you can make, because you're trading for yourself. At the same time, people are following your strategy and you make money from that. That's a good thing. You should check it out. What you can do is easily just sign up with AAAFX and then connect to that. But now, enough with that. We did mention that we are going to be looking at some of the patterns, and one thing that I have been able to find beautifully one thing that I've been able to find high quality was the patterns that do not go against the trend. The patterns that actually do happen to go with the trend, meaning that when you are involved in an upward trend, when you do happen to find things such as continuation patterns, that's the ones that are actually found to be more profitable, because the fact that you are now trying to actually enter a continuation of what has been going on in the previous minutes or hours, depending on the time frame that you're at, it means that you're on the right side of the market, compared to when you are trying to catch a move when it's about to turn, or when you are trying to catch a new trend at the very beginning, on which most of the times it's very hard to catch a trend. Like I'd say it would be nice if someone out there would be able to catch, like, a trend where it actually started and be able to enjoy the ride to the upside or to the downside. But it's very hard, and catching it cannot really happen as times, because it can still go to create a bit more lows before it eventually decides to turn. But if it's already moving upwards and you spot some patterns that confirm that it has to break upwards, obviously it means that this is a beautiful deal that you need to be in. So what I have here is the same trade that we're actually looking at on the previous video. If you guys didn't check it out, just make sure that when we are done with this video, go to my previous video whereby I showed you guys on GBP JPY how we actually went about catching it, and afterwards I also showed you guys how we went about managing the trade. So you can also take a look at that. But now I want us to get back into looking at the pattern management, how I'm able to catch the right patterns and be on the right side of the market. And I'm going to be using this specific trade because that's the trade that I'm involved in, that have presented to me some of these patterns that were high probability. So I don't want to use something that already happened. I'm using something that's happening right now, so you are able to see, and you are able to see actually how it happened afterwards. That's the whole purpose of my YouTube video. My YouTube channel is not to show you guys how right I am all the time. My YouTube channel is to show you guys how I'm using the right methods and strategies in order to still stay consistent in the market. So if you connect with that, obviously just like this video, and yeah, let's get to it. So with GBP JPY, I'll start off first with the daily time frame. Remember, I was looking at one of the most highest probability. You need to first know where the market is moving at, and looking at GBP JPY here, we can simply see that the market previously has been breaking highs, higher low, broke highs, higher high, higher low, and so on. So basically price, if I may just put it to the latest right on the daily, I can see that price has a higher low, and now at a higher low. So higher high, most definitely there could be another opportunity or another chance that the price pushes upwards and reaches these higher highs. So it shows that it's in an upward trend. So what I'm trying to do here is that I'm trying to filter out anything that shows me sells, and I'm trying to focus only on buys. I understand that you can see some short-term sells, or you can see some sells along the way, because I understand with the previous video, obviously you watching this, you'd notice that with the previous video, there was people that commented saying that Here it's double resistance, price can push down and all those things, on which I highly believe that made sense. There's nothing wrong with that, but because of the bigger time frame, because of where we're going, I didn't see that. I didn't see it, I just filtered it out. For me, it's not an option because it's not as high quality compared to what I'm looking at or what I'm looking for. So yeah, basically on the 4 hour, what I do is that I start drafting out my patterns. So obviously you can simply see, yes, we've got these touches here, but take a look at what type of pattern has been presented or printed here. So if I may take this out like this right here, put it here, you can see that price has eventually pushed upwards, a clean upward movement, and then price moved downward in a corrective manner. So corrective meaning that yes, it did go down, but it went downward in an going up and down type way. So obviously just by drawing my trend line like this and my top side of the trend line like this, I can see that this is a beautiful flag. Okay, right here I can see that this is actually a beautiful flag. Now I can simply see that this is a beautiful flag. And with these flags that I see here, with these flags that are going on here, what happens is that obviously it means that price has to continue or break to the upside. That's why we were actually able to catch this buy here, because what I done is that I saw it as this is the first touch, this is the second touch, and this is the third touch. So I saw it as price going up, just like here. Now someone can say first touch, second touch, third touch, and you can see price going down. But when you understand some of the deeper information or some of the deeper things that we normally spoke about, we focused more on it in the 3.0, whereby we mentioned things such as your multi-time frame and price. There's a lower chance that price would come back and give us another low here. Maybe the only time it can come back is to test this support, but I don't see that happening because price has already printed some sort of support here. But I'll show you guys. Let me just clean this real quick. How do I go about cleaning that? Where's undo? Yeah, right here. Let me go about cleaning this, and I want us to dive into the fun stuff. Because I believe that's one of the reasons you are actually watching this video, to as well be able to enjoy. Looking at it, obviously I was able to spot that we've printed a flag, an upward, a pattern that basically has to break to the upside. We caught this buy and we're in profits, which shows that we have confirmed this is the right trade for us to be in. So here, looking for sales wouldn't be a beautiful thing, because I'm trying to look for something that the market hasn't given me yet. So even the ones that actually did sell here, obviously you guys took your stop loss, unless you had a big stop loss like here, because already here, if you're selling here, I'll just go and show you, coming back to the 1 hour. So already, if let's say you sold here, you sold somewhere here, that's when price broke out here, where I'd normally put my stop loss. Where would your stop loss be? Above here, 52. It's even a bit too huge, but 59 already, it's up. And if you're saying that you didn't hit a stop loss, that means you're trading a messed up risk to reward, because that means you have over 100 pips in terms of stop losses. You understand? So, but that's not the reason why we're here. The reason we're here is because of, take a look at this whole movement that I was involved in here. Price was moving downward. It shot downward here, went sideways correctively, and in this specific zone, I knew where we were going in terms of the bigger time frame, but I just wanted to capitalize on that smaller movement. So obviously, what I can do here is have this, and price eventually impulse correction. The next breakout out of here, I start selling, stop losses just above, and then price goes down, take profit, which is here. Obviously, you look at the risk, but risk compared to reward. But the beautiful one that let's say we can take a look at is this one that happened here. Here you can see we had our support here, and price gave us basically a correction around this area here. So when pressed after it impulsed downwards, yes, this is a short, young impulse to the upside because it's a bit too steep, but the more steeper it is, understood that it has to break down. See what happened? The previous support actually now turned into a resistance. We've got this beautiful candlestick confirmation. We normally need to have multiple confirmations instead of just one thing. You should have a lot of things that you're looking for. And eventually price broke out of here, and boom, look at the risk compared to reward on this beautiful trade. Just take a look at the risk compared to reward. Take profit being here 6.9. Now you're risking one in order to make close to 7%, which is dope. Just like with this, take a look at this. So basically what I'm trying to say here is that I use only continuation patterns instead of reversal patterns, because take a look at this pattern right here. This, it was going down, and then this, it was a steep to the upside, and then boom, there's a continuation to the downside, and this, now it came back down, and then I didn't enter this pattern in the third touch. Remember, I took a 3D, I took a stop loss. That's why I said I don't like starting trades at the very beginning, because there's a high chance that you're going to take stop losses. So I took a 3D and then it took me out, but it came back, gave us a retest here, engulfing candlestick, star. As soon as it broke out here, it came back. That's when you see this retest as well. That's when it confirms even more. But as soon as it broke out here, that's when I was like, you know what, I'm a bit more too comfortable, and it went up. So with this one here, it goes now about managing this specific trade. Now we're back at the management. So looking at it, here's what the management would look like. And I believe that you also need to open up your eyes or mind into what can happen, because at the end of the day, a movement like this still can happen. Doesn't mean that you should close your eyes and say it's not going to happen, but it can happen. And this impulse, yes, this correction down here, this impulsive nature, then now price started moving upwards, and automatically what we can do is we can either get somewhere around here and move to the upside. This is what I'll be looking for, just to refresh and bring my new structures right here. This is what I'll be looking for. Test somewhere here, and then price going back to the upside. But if it doesn't, then obviously maybe it can come back a bit more to the down, test these lows, and still go back down. But I wouldn't take the sell, because I'm actually looking for a buy according to the bigger time frame. So I'm more likely to wait for a buy, take a buy up. If it doesn't happen, I'm more likely to wait for a buy to come, maybe somewhere around here, and I would still take that buy, you understand? Unless maybe it gives me something that's a bit too picture perfect, like let's say something that I'm risk reward, I wouldn't mind, like something as simple like breaking out, retesting, and then going back down. That's something that would have a beautiful risk compared to reward. But that's actually how I'd go about going or managing or taking trades on some of the most high profitable patterns. I think it's very important of you to just start focusing more on price action, but not only price action, focus more on the patterns that are high quality, and those patterns are patterns that you'd find are actually continuing the trend, the continuation patterns. Instead of you trying to start a trend where it started or something like that, don't be a market maker, but instead learn from what the market is telling you and then react nicely towards that. So I believe that, I'm using the continuation pattern method is something that 2018, when I got my breakthrough, it was because of that. As soon as I knew that, okay, price going up, retest, and I just look for if it's an upward trend, the only thing that I look for is literally continuation patterns. So that's a very powerful movement that we need to be on the lookout for. But I'm glad that you guys did watch my video up until here. So by the summer to be, make sure that you comment below with some of what it is that you've actually learned. But you can also comment below with what it is that you'd want me to uncover on the next YouTube video, and I will make sure that I actually do check it out. And the only way I will make sure that I listen to that question is if you have already subscribed to my channel. So I'll see you guys on the next YouTube video. Thank you so much for tuning in.